Welcome to another deep dive. This time we're going to be tackling something really pretty out there.
It's definitely a mind bender.
It is. We're talking about the idea of the informed universe.
Right.
We're going to be looking at Ervin Laszlo's work. And in particular, he focuses on the Akashic field.
The Akashic field, right, which is kind of an ancient concept.
Yeah, it is an ancient concept. But you know what's really interesting is that now it's starting to find its way into science.
Yeah.
So maybe science is catching up with ancient wisdom.
Could be.
So let's unpack this a little bit. I mean, what exactly is the Akashic field? And how does it change how we see the universe?
Well, I think one way to start is by looking at how limited some of the models we've been using are.
Oh, yeah.
So Newton's clockwork universe,
Right.
Darwin's survival of the fittest,
Yeah.
even Einstein's relativity. I mean, these models, they all really struggle when it comes to things like non-locality.
Non-locality, right.
Yeah.
Where things seem to be connected across vast distances instantly.
Exactly.
And it makes the universe seem like a very isolated and random place.
Yeah. But what if there's like this deeper level of connection, like a field that underlies and informs everything?
Okay.
So that's where the Akashic field comes in, or the A field,
Okay.
like Laszlo calls it.
So it's like a hidden network connecting everything.
It is. It's more like a field of information.
Oh, okay.
So think of it as like a universal internet, you know?
Right.
But instead of bits and bytes, it's carrying information that shapes and guides the universe.
Oh, wow.
From the smallest particles to the biggest galaxies.
So how does that informing actually happen?
Well, Laszlo points to something called morphic resonance.
Morphic resonance.
Which basically means similar things influence each other through the A field.
Oh.
So
cool.
picture like a school of fish,
Mm-hmm.
each fish moving independently, but somehow the whole school moves as one.
Right. There's some unseen communication going on there.
Exactly. So now imagine that, but on a cosmic scale. So the A field allows information to flow between every single thing, influencing their development and their behavior.
Okay.
And it's not just things on the same level of complexity. Like, just imagine, your existence could be influenced by information from a universe that existed before ours.
Wow, that's an incredible thought.
Yeah, it's like inheriting a cosmic legacy.
So our universe isn't just this random collection of stuff,
No.
but it's actually organized and interconnected.
Exactly.
I mean, we see hints of this,
Yes,
right?
you do.
Like quantum entanglement,
Yeah.
where two particles can be separated by huge distances,
Right.
but they're linked and they instantly affect each other.
It's like they're communicating faster than light.
I mean, that's not possible.
Right. Oh, it challenges our traditional understanding of physics,
It does.
which is why the A field is such a radical idea. It's like this level of connection
Yeah.
that goes beyond the limits of space and time as we understand them.
So then that brings up another question. If it can transmit information faster than light,
Right.
then does that mean that time is not what we think it is?
It really makes you question our basic assumptions about the universe,
Yeah.
including time.
So we're really talking about a whole different way of looking at reality here.
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
a whole different way of looking at reality.
But how do we go from these kind of abstract ideas
Right.
to understanding how this actually works in the universe?
Well, Christopher Laszlo, who's Ervin's son, came up with a really helpful analogy.
Okay.
He compares the A field to a fish tank.
Okay. A fish tank.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So imagine every movement in the tank,
Okay.
every ripple, every wave.
Yeah.
It carries information about the objects that made them.
Okay.
Those waves, they travel through the whole tank,
Right.
informing every other object inside.
Okay, so it's like the water is the A field, carrying information about everything.
That's the basic idea.
Okay.
But there are some key differences. So in the A field, these waves, they carry information, but there's no physical force.
Okay.
They don't fade away over distance.
Okay.
And they can travel potentially faster than light.
So no splashing around in the cosmic fish tank.
Not quite. It's more like the subtle hum
Okay.
that's always present, this information that's permeating everything.
Okay.
But, the analogy helps us understand non-locality,
Right.
how things can be correlated,
Right.
even though they seem totally unconnected in space and time.
Yeah, like the universe is this giant web,
Yeah,
and even the smallest vibration affects the whole thing.
exactly.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. So even tiny events could have huge consequences.
Absolutely. And it connects to this idea from quantum physics.
Okay.
That the smallest building blocks of reality, they exist in multiple possible states.
Okay.
until they are observed.
Right.
So it's like the A field, it holds this blueprint for all those possibilities. And the act of observation, that's what collapses it into one specific outcome.
Okay, so we've gone from fish tanks to quantum physics.
Yeah,
This A field is bringing up some pretty fundamental stuff here.
it is.
But how does it change how we see the beginning of the universe?
Ah, that's a big question.
It is.
And leads us to some really profound areas.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other can of worms.
It is.
Okay, so what does the A field say about the origins of the universe that the Big Bang doesn't?
Well, you know, the Big Bang, it describes this huge explosion, right,
Right.
out of a single point,
Right.
but it doesn't really tell us what caused it
Yeah.
or where all the information that shaped the universe came from.
Yeah, it's like saying a book just appeared.
Right.
Without any author, without any ideas.
Exactly. So the A field, it gives us a possible answer to that puzzle.
Okay.
Imagine instead of a one-time event, the Big Bang,
Yeah.
it's just the latest in a cycle
Oh.
of cosmic creation and destruction.
So you're saying there were other universes before ours?
That's what Laszlo suggests. He says the information from those past universes, including all their physical laws and constants, it gets preserved
Okay.
in the A field.
So our universe inherits this information.
Right.
Kind of like a cosmic DNA.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. And this could explain something that's really puzzled scientists.
Oh, okay. What's that?
The fine-tuning problem.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of
Yes.
that?
Yeah. The idea that the universe is so perfectly calibrated
Exactly.
for life to exist.
Right. The fundamental constants of physics, they seem perfectly set up
Yeah.
to allow for stars, galaxies, and life.
It seems too perfect to just be random.
It does, doesn't it? So the A field says those constants, they weren't randomly generated. They were inherited from a previous universe.
Oh.
A universe that already had what it took for life to exist.
So it's not just matter and energy being recycled, but information too.
That's right.
It's like a cosmic learning process.
It is.
Each universe building on the ones before it.
Laszlo calls this metaversal design.
Metaversal design.
Not in a supernatural way, though,
Okay.
but more as a starting point
Okay.
for a universe that is designed to evolve, to explore these new possibilities.
So this changes the whole creation versus evolution debate.
It does, doesn't it? The A field says evolution, it isn't just random like some people think.
Yeah.
It's shaped and guided by the information in the A field.
Right.
Information that's been building up for maybe billions of years
Across multiple universes.
across multiple universes.
So instead of design versus evolution,
Right.
it's more like design for evolution.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's this drive built in
Yeah.
towards complexity,
Yeah.
towards life,
Right.
encoded in the very fabric of the universe.
That makes me wonder, if the universe is designed to evolve, where is it going?
That's a great question. And that brings us to the idea of strange attractors.
Strange attractors. What are those?
Well, there are these points in the future
Okay.
that the universe seems drawn towards.
Okay.
It's a concept from chaos theory,
Okay.
and they bring in unpredictability
Okay.
into how the universe changes over time.
So it's like the universe has a direction, but there's a lot of wiggle room along the way.
Exactly. And this ties into what Laszlo says about destiny and fate.
Okay.
Fate, that means a fixed outcome.
Right.
Destiny suggests a direction, but there's choice.
Okay.
There's flexibility.
Okay.
So the A field, with this huge network of information and influence, it's guiding the universe towards its destiny.
Okay.
But the specifics of how we get there, they're always changing.
So we're not just along for the ride.
Right.
We're actually helping to shape the journey.
That's what's so profound about the informed universe. We're not just cogs in a machine. We're
Right.
co-creators.
Wow.
Our thoughts and actions, they're contributing to how the cosmos evolves.
Okay, so we've talked about the beginning of the universe. We've talked about its destiny.
Right.
But what about us? What about consciousness?
Ah, consciousness.
The biggest mystery of all.
It's a mystery that's puzzled people for centuries.
Yeah.
And the A field, it gives us a new perspective that challenges our traditional understanding.
So you're saying consciousness is more than just the brain.
Exactly. If the A field is this universal field of information, and consciousness is really about receiving and processing information, then maybe they're connected.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
So our brains aren't generating consciousness,
Maybe not.
but receiving it from somewhere else.
Right, tapping into this universal field of consciousness.
Through the A field. Wow.
It's like we each have this radio receiver
Right.
in our heads,
Yeah.
tuned to the frequency of the A field
And that's how we access this vast amount of information.
and experience.
Wow. That's powerful. So we're not just isolated individuals, we're connected to something much bigger.
Exactly.
And maybe consciousness isn't limited to our
You're
bodies.
thinking about what happens after death.
Yeah. I mean, could consciousness survive?
That's a question people have been asking forever.
Yeah.
The A field gives us a way to explore it from a scientific perspective.
Yeah.
If our individual consciousness is a pattern of information, of vibration within the A field, then it might continue.
Even after our bodies are gone.
Right.
That's a radical idea. But hopeful, too.
It is.
Maybe death isn't the end,
Right.
but a transition to a different state of being.
A continuation of the journey in a different form.
So if the A field can hold information from past universes, maybe it can hold the information that makes us who we are.
It's a fascinating thought.
It is.
It really makes you rethink who we are and where we fit in.
We've covered so much today,
We have.
from the beginning of the universe to its possible destiny.
Yeah.
But what are the practical implications of all this?
Oh, that's a great question.
How could the A field change our lives here and now?
That's what gets really exciting.
Okay.
Imagine using the A field for communication, for technology, for healing.
Are we talking about telepathy and teleportation and things like that?
Those things, they might not be so far-fetched.
Wow.
If we can figure out how to use the A field,
Right.
imagine sending messages across galaxies instantly,
Wow.
or accessing all the information in the A field, all those secrets about the universe and ourselves.
Oh, wow.
Imagine healing by working with the information patterns of the A field.
It sounds amazing,
Yeah,
but also a little scary.
it does, doesn't it?
What if this technology gets into the wrong hands?
Right. Like any powerful tool, it could be used for good or for bad.
Right.
That's why it's so important to approach it carefully, with wisdom and ethical awareness.
It's like opening Pandora's box.
Exactly.
We need to be ready for what we might find,
We do.
both good and bad.
The good, the bad, and everything in between.
Yeah. But I'm excited about the possibilities. If we can tap into the A field responsibly, it could revolutionize everything.
It could change the world as we know it.
It really could.
It's a journey, inward and outward. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
But the informed universe is a place of wonder,
Yeah, and mystery.
mystery, and infinite possibilities.
Okay, we've covered a lot, but we haven't even scratched the surface.
Not even close.
We have a whole section coming up dedicated to your questions. It's always interesting to hear what you're thinking.
Yeah, it is.
So stay tuned. We'll be diving even deeper into the informed universe. Welcome back to our deep dive into the informed universe. Exploring this stuff with you has really got me thinking. You know about the universe and our place in it. It's really stretched my thinking.
It's amazing how these ideas challenge us. You know, they make us question everything we thought we knew about reality.
It really is. And now we get to tackle some of your questions.
Yeah, this is the fun part.
It always adds another layer to the conversation. All right, so let's jump right in. We got a lot of questions about consciousness and the A field.
That's a popular one.
Yeah, it is. So let's start there. Jennifer from Juneau asks, if our consciousness is connected to the A field, could we communicate with other consciousnesses through it, like some kind of cosmic telepathy?
Jennifer, that is a really intriguing question. If you think about consciousness as a form of information within the A field, then communication through that field, well, it might be possible. In fact, some people believe that's exactly what's happening during things like intuition,
Right.
precognitive dreams, and even near-death experiences.
So it's like our brains aren't just receivers, but also transmitters,
Right.
constantly sending and receiving information through the A field. But wouldn't that be overwhelming? I mean, wouldn't we be bombarded with everyone else's thoughts and feelings all the time?
Well, that's where things get more complicated. There are probably filters or some kind of mechanism that lets us focus our awareness. It's kind of like how we can tune a radio to a specific station. Our brains might have evolved to filter out all the noise from the A field.
Yeah, okay.
So we can focus on our own individual experience. But maybe with practice, we can learn to expand that awareness, tap into those other frequencies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We also had a lot of questions about the practical applications, especially in technology.
Yeah, that's a hot topic.
It is. Mark from Minneapolis asks, if the A field can transmit information instantly, could we use it to create faster-than-light communication?
Mark, you're thinking ahead. That's a question that's got scientists really buzzing. And the potential is definitely there. Think about sending messages across galaxies in the blink of an eye.
That would be incredible.
It would. But there are huge challenges. We're just starting to grasp how the A field works, let alone how to manipulate it.
So it seems like we'd need a whole new kind of technology, something that can interact with information on that level. Is anyone even working on something like that?
Well, there are some researchers, pushing the boundaries with things like quantum computing and biocommunication.
Right.
They think this could be the key to unlocking the A-field's secrets.
Wow.
It's early days, though,
Right.
and it's going to be a long road.
But it's exciting to think about,
It is exciting.
that we might be on the verge of this technological revolution that changes everything.
Imagine the possibilities.
Exactly. Speaking of impossible, some questions got really deep into the mysteries. Sophia from Santa Fe asks, if the A field holds information from past universes, does that mean time isn't linear? Could we actually access information from the past or even influence the future?
Sophia, those are the kind of questions that really make you think. This idea of linear time is so ingrained in our minds, it's tough to wrap our heads around anything else. But the A field suggests that time might be more fluid, more interconnected than we realize.
So you're saying the past, present, and future might all exist at the same time?
That's one way to look at it. And if that's true, then tapping into information from different points in time, well, it might not be as crazy as it sounds. Think about people who have had near-death experiences. Some of them talk about time in a way that's not linear, like they relive their whole lives in an instant.
That's wild. It suggests that our understanding of time is just this tiny piece of a much bigger picture. But what about influencing the future? Is that even possible?
That's when things get really complex. If we could influence the future, wouldn't that mean free will is an illusion? Is everything predetermined? These are the kind of philosophical questions that the A field makes us grapple with.
It seems like the more we learn about the A field, the more questions pop up.
It does.
But that's what makes exploring these ideas so amazing. Each discovery opens up a whole new path to explore, pushing us to understand more about the universe and ourselves.
That's the beauty of science, isn't it? Always searching for answers, even when they lead to more questions.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the informed universe. It's been an incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed exploring these mind-blowing concepts with us.
And remember, this is just the beginning. The A field pushes us to keep asking questions, keep pushing those boundaries of what we think we know. Who knows what amazing discoveries are waiting for us as we dig deeper.
So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an open mind. The universe is full of wonder, and there's always more to learn. Thanks for joining us.